Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Here on the Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame, just want to make clear again what the structures are, what the context is in which we are moving. A lot of people are rushing to call the bear market already as unfolding. I'm talking about Bitcoin here. I'm not talking about altcoins. I mean, you might think that a lot of altcoins never left the bear market, which I fully agree. But from a Bitcoin point of view, Bitcoin is still holding above main support. Kind of resembles a little bit what the stock indexes are doing. And yeah, quick reminder, we can already interpret the chart in a way that we say requirements are fulfilled. Requirements are fulfilled for the bull market to complete, for the rally from the 16K low that started in 2022 to have completed. That shouldn't be a surprise for anybody who's been watching my videos. Been warning about this since December. But the main question is more on the micro level, whether the fifth wave okay, so a larger fifth wave started obviously, down here in August. And the question is this on the micro level a 5-wave move up as well? Larger degree, 5 waves already completed, easily completed. Yeah, I can easily interpret it that way. Here from the 2022 low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you see, the question is on the micro level, do we get one more high or not? And the only level that will give us an answer about that is the 69K level, because this is the level where probabilities shift. Below 69,000. Below 69,000, it becomes quite clear, not guaranteed, but it becomes quite clear that Bitcoin is already in a bear market, in a large correction. It opens the door to much, much more downside. And maybe it's not going to drop in a straight line. You know, it depends on what happens. For example, if the price breaks below 69K in a very direct fashion, and we get very, very much oversold, it might be that this is only the A wave, for example, in red, yeah, and then we get a B wave bounce from there. So sometimes people stop out below key support, which if you're trading these larger time frames, that's not always a good idea. Okay, you need to know yourself what you're doing with your positions. But what I often see is that we get these breaks of supports, people get all bearish, but that's actually a turning point, flush, yeah, grabbing, I don't know, liquidity grab, something, just to shake out some weak hands, then a recovery, but it only forms a lower high. And that's what I mean, this is how the bearish scenario could unfold. This is how the red, I've just highlighted here in red, okay, how that could unfold. It might also be that the A wave is nearly done, so it doesn't need to break support first. In my opinion, it really depends on the structure of the next rally. If that is just corrective, basically a B wave rally, then yeah, this is likely going to turn into a C wave decline, which could then lead to much, much further downside. And the true bear market, as I've mentioned many, many times before in my videos since November, December, that the risk for that has increased since we've entered the area around 100K. My goal was, when saying that, to make people aware that we are in the late stages, in the last innings of a bull market, so that everybody who wanted to realize some profits could do so, whether that relates to altcoins or Bitcoin, because as I've said countless times, once Bitcoin puts a top in place, I don't care about the altcoin wave counts, most of them will just follow Bitcoin, okay? That's what we've observed again and again at Bitcoin major price tops. Whether it shows that ADA should form another high or Link should form another high, it doesn't matter once Bitcoin forms a major top. These will all go down with Bitcoin in the vortex, okay? Which is why the Bitcoin videos are so important, because they tell us where the market is heading. So whether we get another high or not, I would find it ideal, but as I said, it's more like a bonus. It's more like the icing on the cake, okay? So that means in future, because people are panicking right now, in future, when we're approaching these key pivots, levels where risk is super high, make sure that you take profits of what you want to take, right? That's individual. An individual decision. Some people might not want to take some profits when risk is high. They might really want to try to max out, what they can do in a trade, they try to squeeze every bit of juice out of the lemon, which is from a trading point of view not always the best idea. Typically traders from an Elliott Wave point of view, they would take profits towards the end of a third wave. And that was at the time also clearly communicated. Remember back in December, I highlighted that I'm tracking a move down, into this support area. Okay, so already back in December, it was quite clear that we're moving down towards 82.75k or so. At least the risk was high. And then it turned into maybe something like a triangle or something. But essentially, the support area here was on the chart since December. I actually looked that up yesterday, posted that on X. And feel free to follow us here as well. There's lots of additional informative stuff, mindset stuff, but also you can engage in discussions around price charts and so on. But yeah, this was something I posted back in December. I'm tracking the decline into the wave 4 support zone on the daily chart, and 69,400 is key support. That was 20th of December. To keep the idea of one more high alive, wave A to the downside seems to be an impulse. So this is sort of the information that came out already in December. So I just want to make sure that it's clear that in future, because I really, really care about everybody in this community. You know, MCO is about helping each other. It's about empowerment. It's about not losing much, because with Elliott Wave you don't need to lose much money. When you have Elliott Wave structures, which most people don't have, most traders don't have Elliott Wave structures, and if they have, they might have wrong structures. And again, I can't promise you always that the wave count is correct, but the risk level 69k, they were on this chart already in December, so you can't actually lose much if you always measure your risk to key support, and if it's too high for you, then you just have to take some profit. It's simple math. I know it's not easy, but that's also why we focus so much on psychology. Today there will be another MCO mindset article that I sent out on Discord. Feel free to join our membership if you're interested. But every Monday I try to send out an article about mindset because, first of all, analysis is not a replacement for trading skills. So you obviously need to do the work yourself. But I can provide the risk levels, okay? And that's what we do. We try to help people do that, make it easier for them. And then because people struggle with that, we focus so much on psychology in our community as well. Trading mindset. So it's those three pillars which are so important. Analysis, education, but also the mindset behind it, okay? So yeah, this would be I just wanted to show you the bearish pathway, but I also wanted to show you that the trend is clearly still down, right? So we're still focusing short term on downside, yeah, but we're in an area from where a bounce is likely. Been highlighting that for the last few days, but since then not much happened because we're in a local range down there. So still tracking here descending broadening wedge, and 75k is next support. And if we get a rally and it's just corrective, it might just be the B wave. All right. So what I would like to see though, and that's my preference still, yeah, I would like to see one more high, because to be honest, from where we are now, and that's completely different to December when I posted the risk message, now the risk is much lower because we're now quite deep in support. So now the reward to risk ratio for upside is quite positive. Huh? And in that sense, it doesn't matter so much what I believe or what I prefer. Reward to risk is actually quite decent for a long trade. Now, careful, if I say long trade, it doesn't mean ape in, because we haven't seen a low yet. We haven't got a confirmed low. So I'm just saying from this area, 230k, that would be ideal, yeah. So looking at the smaller time frame, then there isn't really anything new. I'm still tracking here the potential for one more low. We talked about that in yesterday's update. Whereas wave 4, okay, so we might be dealing with a triangle here, A, B, C, D, E. That triangle will be invalidated with a break below 78,400. Yeah, so with a break below the 28th of February low, that would invalidate the triangle, because this B wave must not break below the third wave low. This would be invalidation. Well, but again, that being said, it could simply be the white count with just one more low directly, in which we're tracking an A, B, C structure, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Someone said it would be quite complicated with all the alternatives. There are really only two scenarios here, and both point towards lower prices at the moment, because we don't have any upside follow-through. Okay, so one more low appears likely. The most bullish scenario in the short term is maybe this C wave of a triangle. And if that unfolds, it must not break above that solid green line at a 95,180, because it does, that's the dog, you hear the dog, it does invalidate the triangle. That invalidates the triangle. So the C wave must not break above the A wave high. So that would then in turn be bullish. Okay, but we need that. We need a break above that level. But that's not a secret level or anything. That's a level we've been talking about in the videos for the last few days. That's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, as I said, go down into the video description, check out our X profile. There is a lot of additional information on here, mindset stuff, and it's not as much as we find in our gold membership, or we produce in our gold membership and distribute, but still you can join the discussion here on X as well. Today there will be a special update as well for an altcoin you guys voted for here on X as well. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a great start to the week. Bye-bye.